What's up guys, welcome back to the Streets YouTube channel. 2 videos in a week, who would have thought it? With a third to come, truly is going to be a good week for the channel. Right, today we're going to be talking about our team of the season. So let's get straight onto it. On to the goalkeeper. First we're going to decide on Aaron Ramsdale. There are a few goalkeepers in the question. Mainly David De Gea for winning the Golden Glove, but I feel that too many individual mistakes cost him this accolade. Next, we're going to go with Alisson. With Alisson, I feel that even though he performed outstanding, it was ultimately in a failed Liverpool team this season, so I couldn't justify including him in this selection. Nick Pope, another good choice, and Ederson. These goalkeepers, it was all tight between all these goalkeepers, but I think Ramsdale just edged it because towards the back end of the season, he made some crucial saves, notably in the Liverpool game, that kept Arsenal's title hopes alive. Next, we're going to move on to the defenders. Now, I've chosen a 4-3-3 formation. It's quite rigid, so unfortunately there are going to be some players which are going to miss out, but on the whole, I think the team is a really strong, very good team. So, on to my defenders. At right back, I've got Kieran Trippier. Now, Trippier has had an exceptional season this campaign. He's led that Newcastle team to a brilliant 4th place finish. One that, on the back of last season, not that many people were expecting the big improvement in quality. But, you know, Eddie Howe's done an exceptional job in getting this team to the top 4, and Kieran Trippier was insurmountable with that, both with his performances and his assists throughout the campaign. Now, centre backs are going to be William Saliba and Ruben Diaz. These both go without question. With William Saliba, you just notice a lack in quality in the Arsenal games when without him. He was insurmountable before the World Cup, and you only have to look at the stats in Arsenal performances to show how much he's dropped off during that time. Ruben Diaz, again, Manchester City goes on to win the Premier League, so there's going to be a lot of players from that Manchester City team in this team of the season, and Ruben Diaz is the first. He had a very good campaign, a lot of last-ditch effort defending, very good leadership at the back, and I think he should be included in the squad. Left back was quite a tricky one, mainly because there wasn't that many outstanding left backs this season. Liverpool, like I said, their campaign was quite blighted, so Andy Robertson, from a defensive standpoint, couldn't come into this equation because I think Liverpool have just shipped too many goals, which is why neither Trent nor Van Dijk is in this question either. So we couldn't include Andy Robertson. So the 3 I had to choose from was Luke Shaw. I thought Luke Shaw had a very good campaign, but I just think he had an injury at the wrong point of the season for Manchester United. There were a few in that Manchester United squad, and I just hampered my selection in this team of the season for him. Next up is Zinchenko. Again, Arsenal season was not to be expected, and Zinchenko's inclusion in the squad was a very positive one. His leadership coming from that Man City squad, you know, they had a lot of leaders, and he's brought that over to Arsenal, and he's used his experience to his advantage, and him and Arsenal had a very good campaign. But the player I'm going to go for, he's actually a centre back, and he had to do a job in the left back position, and that's going to be Nathan Ake. I think when he came into the left back role, he done outstanding. For me, if, you know, besides De Bruyne and Haaland, I would have given the team of Manchester City's team of the season, Player of the Year award to Nathan Ake. I think he done an outstanding job at left back, solid, crucial goals at very important points of the season, winning games, and I think that justifies his inclusion in my team at that left back position. Now, On to the three midfielders. Two of these midfielders are dead certs. They have to be in there. And that's both Kevin De Bruyne and Martin Odegaard. Both leaders in their position. Martin Odegaard, club captain, came up with vital goals and assists throughout the season, which ultimately maintained Arsenal's title push this season. Kevin De Bruyne, every season we talk about Kevin De Bruyne. He hasn't lost any of his touch. He's just an outstanding football player. We'll get in the team of the season for a good few years after this year and justified inclusion. Now the third midfielder was a tricky one for me. There was two players which I had to choose from. It was Rodri and Casemiro. Now Casemiro had a very good campaign. He got brought in after Manchester United's stuttering start to the season. He was key in getting Manchester United back on track, getting them back where they were, and I think he's done a very good job with that. There's a reason why Manchester United kept the most clean sheets in the league this season. That might have been due to their back four. I think if there was any Manchester United player in the back four that I was going to put in this squad, it would have been Lisandro Martinez, because I think other than Luke Shaw, who we've already discussed, he's been the only constant in that back four, with Varane changing and getting injured, and Dalot and Wan-Bissaka constantly changing positions. So I would have put Casemiro in there, but I think his disciplinary issues have cost him a chance to be in the side. 2 red cards, as well as you've played it. You can't be getting red cards, missing 7 games in the season, and expect to be within the team of the season. So just for that, I am going to pick Rodri. He hasn't put a foot wrong this season. His defensive abilities, his goal scoring, he's got more goals than ever this campaign, and I just think he's been exceptional. So, moving on to the forwards. Now, because this is a regimented 4-3-3, I've had to put players in their correct positions, which has ultimately meant certain players are missing out, and I've based this purely on an output standpoint. So that means that the more goals and assists a forward gets, they're more likely to get into this team. So we're going to start with the left winger, and that's going to be Gabriel Martinelli. Again, I didn't expect Martinelli to... He's always been an exceptional player, but I didn't expect him to get the output that he's got this season. He's proved me and quite a lot of others wrong. At the start of the season, I thought him and Emile Smith-Rowe, when they came in, they would be fighting for this left wing position. I know Smith-Rowe can play different positions, but Martinelli has come in and he's shined, and he's done great at that left wing position. On the right wing, I've gone with Mohamed Salah. Close to 30 goals and assists this season. Just pips my vote ahead of Bukayo Saka. Again, can't disgrace Saka. He's had an exceptional campaign with Arsenal. But if there's one outstanding player that's not had the season that they were expecting, but has got the same output, that has to be Mohamed Salah, and he has justified my inclusion in this team. And now up front, they're going to be one man. That's going to be Erling Haaland. Unfortunately, Harry Kane got 30 goals in the Premier League, which is no mean feat. 30 goals hasn't been seen in quite a couple of years, probably since Mohamed Salah did it. And for him to miss out only goes to show how much of a freak Erling Haaland is. 52 goals in 50 games this season for Manchester City, and they've still got 2 finals yet to come. I can only see him adding to that tally. So there will be another video coming up shortly, and that will be my team of the season without the top 5, just so I can include Brighton in that, because I think that they've had such a good season. It would be a shame if I did the top 6 and Brighton missed out and I couldn't include any of their players in that. So you will most likely see Harry Kane in that video at some point. But other than that, this is the end of this video. If you liked or disliked anything, any players that I've put in this team, just comment them down below. Explain who you change and why. Like, comment and subscribe on this video. It only helps me out, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.